kind of already thought, like, you know, maybe this is not the video to do your makeup, because I can already tell that I'm already super emotional this week and I'm not even on my flow, if you get my drift, okay? A lot of the times in society, we're always so pressured to kind of show up as our best selves or to act like we're fine and we're good. And I will admit, this week has been extremely hard for me. So that's what I actually want to talk about this week. I already feel like I'm getting super emotional because I already know what I'm about to talk to you guys about. But like I said, first and foremost, I started this channel to be able to share my experiences with the world, the things that I've been through, in the hopes that I'll be able to help other people. And I know that was a big ask for me, and not in a bad way, but I know what I have been led to do. And I feel like I figured out what my purpose was, and that was to help other people through my own experiences. So despite all of the fear that I have inside of me, I cannot just sit down in silence and internalize my pain and not share that with others when I know that what I've been through can help somebody else. Today is April the 3rd, and about 3 years ago, it was actually on my daughter's first birthday, I had an altercation with her dad, which ended up being a physical altercation and ended up in a... But my whole point to even tell you guys this is because I was wondering why I was feeling this way that I felt in April. And when I sat down with myself, I realized that this was the month that my restraining order actually finished. So it's been about 3 years, and I feel like I've been having a lot of emotions I never really processed. I just kept going. You know, I had a kid and I had to keep pushing through, because if nobody showed up for my kid, I had to show up for her. And so I haven't really been emotionally present. Of course, physically, you know, showing up for my kid and taking her to school and showing up for work, all of those things. But I can't just sit here on camera and just say, hey, you guys, you know, in today's video, and not really, I guess, in a sense, talk about the elephant in the room on how Tiffany actually has been feeling. And that's the whole point of my channel, is to share my experiences with the world in hopes that it will help others, but then to also be vulnerable and transparent with each and every one of you guys, so that you guys know that you're not alone. We're always so pressured to show up as our best selves and to put a smile on our face, despite, you know, if we're having a crappy week or not. And I think that is so harmful to our mental health, and such a bad example for maybe our kids or just for other people in general, because it really just, at least for me, it makes me feel like, you know, I can't process my emotions, or if I do, it has to always be behind closed doors, because people have to feel like you are at your best, you know? And even growing up, it was very hard for me to express my emotions. And so off camera, I am definitely going to be doing a crying session. I promise y'all that. I promise myself that, okay? Because I definitely need one. I just honestly think that in the society that we live in, we are always so pressured to show up as our best self or to put a smile on our face. You know, a lot of the times when someone asks you, oh, hi, how are you? You know, I always go to the default, oh, I'm doing good, or I am okay. You know, when reality, like, maybe I wasn't okay that day when somebody asked me that, you know? So to just kind of not feel so pressured to always have to be your best self. Like, if you're having a hard week, like, sit in those emotions and try to put your finger on why you're feeling the way that you are, and to process that emotion and to understand that whatever emotion that you're feeling, to not judge it, you know? Like, I think a lot of the times when we sit down with our emotions, and myself included, like, I tend to judge myself and say, why am I feeling, like, why do I even feel the way that I do? Like, and it's not in a way where I'm questioning it, it's in a way that I'm judging it. You know, why do I have the right to even feel the way that I do, when in all actuality I have every right to feel the way that I do? And so if you're feeling a particular emotion right now, to sit in that and validate that emotion, because you have every right to feel the way that you do, and to not judge it, but to actually try to tend to that emotion and to kind of be a parent to your inner child, or be a parent to yourself in that moment, whether that be giving yourself a hug or saying I love you, maybe even just taking yourself out for a date, whatever you feel like will help you in that moment to process whatever emotion that you feel. I just want to briefly share this with you guys. Like I said before, like this week has been extremely hard for me, and I remember yesterday when I was on my way to drop my daughter off at school. We got off the bus and we were walking in the pouring rain, and somebody pulled over their car and said, you know, I saw you walking and I had to turn back around. And she extended her arm out of the car and it was an umbrella. And you know, she had said, like, I've been there countless times. And I guess despite me having an extremely hard week, in that moment I felt so much gratitude towards that person and the kind gesture that she made towards me, because it's moments like that and people like that that bring so much light into this world. And despite the week that I have been having and how hard that day was, it made me feel like in that moment that I'm divinely taken care of, because I am. It just put so many things into perspective that I will be okay and that I am okay. You know, I'm always taken care of. And so that doesn't just apply for me, that also applies for you. You are taken care of. You are divinely protected. Okay, please remember that. But my whole point of even sharing that experience with you guys, or sharing that story with you guys, is because, you know, my morning was going pretty crappy. You know, walking in the pouring rain, drenched, pants wet, you know, coat soaking wet, and walking with my child in a stroller. Despite whatever you're going through, just know that things does get better. And when I was having a hard moment, you know, walking in the pouring rain and taking my daughter to school, you know, someone did a kind gesture out of their own heart when they didn't have to. And so that really helps to kind of shift my perspective. I'm so grateful for the people that I've come across, whether it be that lady who handed me her umbrella in the pouring rain, or it be some of the interactions that I've had with actual parents at my daughter's daycare. And I'm grateful for each and every interaction and person that I've come across, because they have positively impacted me in a way that they might not even know. But I know in that moment how I felt when I interacted with them. And if I was having a hard day and they might have gave me a smile, or, you know, left something in my daughter's cubby for me, it made me lighter. So I do just want to share another thing with you guys. About 2 weeks ago, I got a letter. And when I first picked up my daughter, usually we just pick up their artwork in their cubby, you know, grab their coat, grab their lunch, their water bottle, and, you know, grab their artwork. And so I just kind of grabbed up everything. But when I was coming home, I looked through all of her artwork, you know, try to see what she was doing for that day. And I see this envelope and it says, London's mom. And in that card, she literally said, I felt led to share the same positive energy with you that I feel each time you and your precious daughter greets me with a smile. From one mama to another, you are doing a wonderful job. Your next Uber/Lyft ride is on me. And she left this letter with $50 inside. And I literally cried when I received this letter, because I have so much fear of being who I am, right? Just showing up, being authentically myself because of judgment from other people, whether it's because of me being bullied when I was a child or not feeling accepted from a parent. And by me being myself and showing up and pouring into someone else, whether that just be by me being myself and giving them a smile or saying hi to someone and just radiating that positive energy, someone else felt that. Someone saw me for me, all of me, right? And so the whole point that I'm literally sharing that letter with you guys is because sometimes we have so much fear to just be ourselves. But I'm letting you guys know right now that someone will see you for you. You will find your tribe. And by me being myself and by me being vulnerable, over the past few years, I've been able to find my tribe. I've been able to find my family. And yes, I still have my blood family, but I mean my chosen family, the people that I've hand selected and picked, right? And I'm so grateful for all of the people that I have came into contact with, and whether that be people that I'm no longer friends with to this day, but it was an experience within itself that I've learned from. But the reason I share this with you guys is because we are so afraid to be ourselves. But by us being ourselves, we literally can help other people. By her listening to her intuition, saying I was led to share this message with you or to give you this, she literally helped me in ways that, like, I can put it into words now, but on that day, it just literally moved me. I've had so much fear to be myself, and that letter showed me to continue being yourself. Continue showing the world who you are, and you will find the people that resonate with you. You will find your tribe. You will find your people. And yes, that doesn't mean that fear won't creep up from time to time, but that kind of gave me so much encouragement to continue being myself, because it is scary. When we are so used to showing up in a world that we kind of have to fit this perfect image, and in my head I'm doing air quotes because, like, what the hell is perfect? Like, tell me if y'all know, because I don't know what perfect is. And we strive to be perfect, or we strive to be always our best self and to show up, but in all actuality, it's draining. I know I'm not the only one that's draining. And so by getting this letter, it just proved to myself, like, I no longer have to live by that. I no longer have to show up and to be something or to be someone that I'm not. I just don't have to. I don't have to live by the standards of society. And, you know, not everyone will like that. But also, by me not living by that standards, I'll also take back my power and I say, I'm okay with that. I'm okay if you're not happy with me choosing not to show up always as my best self. I'm okay with you not agreeing with me on whatever decision that I make that is best for me and my child. I am okay with that. So again, I'm telling you, when you are authentically yourself and when you are being you, you will find your tribe, because the minute that I start being myself is the minute when I started to lose friends, is the minute that I found out people did not like me, right? So it's bound to probably happen that you'll find people that no longer align with you or no longer like you, because you're no longer showing up as the person that they want you to be, not who you want to be. But accept that, embrace that, you know? I just want to share some comforting words that I got from this book, I guess, because I know when I read it, it helped me, and I know for sure that it'll be able to help someone else. It says, before you complain about school, remember that some people can't even get an education. Before you complain about getting fat, remember that some people don't even have any food. Before you complain about your job, remember that some people don't even have any money. Before you complain about cleaning the house, remember that some people don't even have any shelter. Before you complain about washing the dishes, remember that some people don't even have any water. And when I read this, it put so many things into perspective for me, and I'm usually good at expressing gratitude, but this week has been just an extremely hard week with my emotions, that sometimes, you lack faith, or you don't express as much gratitude because you just don't see what the future just does not look promising. So sometimes it is very hard to express gratitude because you're just like, what the hell is next? Because it just doesn't look good, at least for me. But I know I am protected. I know more, bigger and better things are coming my way. And I just have to remember that. But my whole point of even sharing this with you guys is because the amount of emotion that kind of came over me when I read that was just crazy. I just want to share something with you guys that my therapist shared with me that actually has helped me to do things in spite of fear. So she sent me a screenshot, and I'll put it up on the screen. I want to do this, do it, but I'm scared. Do it scared. So if you have fear right now to do something, but you're afraid to do it, whether that is fear of being yourself or fear of speaking how you truly feel about something, and your intentions is not to hurt someone, then do it. Do it with fear.